Hi everyone, my name's Kim for those of you who are new to my channel, and I love to talk about anything related to hair loss, wigs, beauty, makeup. So today my video is all about Sarah by Jon Renau, and Sarah is the wig that I'm wearing on my head at the moment. So I've owned Sarah for about 6 months now. I purchased Sarah off a lovely lady on Instagram. Her name is Daniela, and she was selling this wig as brand new. Maybe she had worn it once, so I was lucky enough to snag it off the Trading Tresses group. I wore Sarah maybe 1 or 2 times before I packed it away and pulled some other styles out into rotation. So this Sarah is actually quite new. I pulled her out perhaps 2 weeks ago. Since then, I've worn Sarah maybe 4 or 5 times, worn her to work meetings, just worn her out generally. And I wanted to share some thoughts about Sarah, talk to you a little bit about the cap construction, the hair fibers and the quality, and yeah, give you my overall thoughts about this wig and how she wears. So let's start off with the shade, and the shade that I have is 12FS8. So 12FS8 is Jon Renau's probably the most famous shade, or one of the most famous blondes that Jon Renau has, and that is shaded Praline. So this shaded Praline actually is a little bit different. I don't feel that a lot of Jon Renau blondes or the 12FS8s, because I have a few, are overly consistent. I find that this one has some chunkier highlights in the front, and in general I find it's a little bit more muted in the back with some chunkier highlights in the front. I don't mind that. In this style I think it goes really nicely. It suits that, you know, highlighted beachy vibe that it's got going on, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, there is some inconsistency. What I'll try and do is add Heidi here in the corner. So Heidi was my very first Jon Renau wig in 12FS8, and one of my absolute most favorite wigs that I have owned. So I'll add Heidi just up there, and so you can see the shade and the comparison. I don't have Heidi on hand, unfortunately, so yeah, a photo will have to suffice. So I'll put her up there. So as you can see, the color distribution in the previous 12FS8s are, I guess, a bit more blended, whilst this one, as I said, is a lot more chunkier and a lot more highlighted in the front. So as I was saying, I think this 12FS8 shading is a lot more chunkier. It gives off that beachy boho vibe, which I really like on this wig and on this style. And yeah, it's probably one of my favorite, if not second favorite, Jon Renau shades. The other shade that I really love is the new Palm Springs Blonde, which is that one just there. So this is a fully hand-tied cap and lace front, which I'll show you. I'll take it off and show you guys in a minute, but let me talk to you about the wave and the curl pattern on this. So this is definitely a more boho beachy style. The curls they're still quite tight because, as I mentioned, I've only worn Sarah about 7 or 8 times, so I don't brush Sarah through. I'll finger comb it. At the very nape, I might pluck the comb through the very back, but other than that, it's purely just a finger comb. I really like this wave. So the curl pattern is similar to a barrel curl, but it looks like it's been quite relaxed. That's actually a pretty good curl, as you can see. So it's something in between a barrel curl and a wave. So yeah, I think it's more of that beachy wave style. The overall length on this is probably around 17 to 18 inches. It does say that the bang is a bit shorter. I'd probably say it's around 15 inches, and this side is around 18. So I'll turn around and show you what Sarah looks like from more angles, so you can see the curl pattern a little bit better, but also see what she might look like out of the box and worn a few times, and just to get a sense of length. So this is Sarah. She has the cutest curl and the cutest style, and I think I mentioned in some of my previous videos that I'm into big hair. I really like the volume that this hair gives. It has 0 permatease, which is quite interesting. So that means that there's a lot of hair on this wig. But although it has a lot of hair, it's not a heavy wig, and that probably has to do with the way that the hair is actually sewn onto the cap. As I mentioned, it's a hand-tied cap, and I'll show you guys what she looks like in the inside. But before I do that, I want to show you the ear tabs. So I wear glasses. You've seen it in the majority of my videos, and Sarah, although this is a medium or an average cap and I have an average size head, I find that the ear tabs are very high. I don't know whether this is intentional or the cap is a bit smaller because it is hand tied, but yeah, the ear tabs are high. I mean, they're great ear tabs. They're quite deep, so they come forward quite a lot, just as you'd want them to. But yeah, they are quite high, so I don't think I could pull my hair all back. I'd have to leave some out. So yeah, the ear tabs are a bit high. That's actually a really good problem to have when you're a glasses wearer like I am. So the glasses do fit on a lot more comfortably when the ear tabs aren't too far down. So let's have a look at this lace up close so you can see the knotting against the scalp. So the lace front runs from temple to temple. It is a hand-tied smart lace front. The knotting themselves, they are a little bit dark, and that's primarily because they're dark roots. So you can't get away with the larger size knotting or the little bit larger size knotting. It's not a blonde root, so you will see some knotting. I must admit that from the earlier Jon Renau wigs that I have, the knots are a lot less visible. They look much better. They look a lot more natural. And with this one especially, I've had many compliments. The photos that I've uploaded to Instagram and to Facebook, I've gotten so many compliments. They say that it looks like my real hair. And to be honest, it feels like real hair. Yeah, I don't have too many negatives. I guess the only negative it being, it does shed a bit. So yeah, as I run my fingers through, and I guess that's because it's wavy, it knots. So the way that you handle this will be a little bit different to your normal wefted wigs. So, or your wavier wigs. This is curly, and I think curly wigs need a little bit different care or to be handled quite differently. Anyway, I will take the wig cap off so you can see what she looks like from the inside, and I will come back with my thoughts on Sarah. So as I mentioned, Sarah has a fully hand-tied lace top. It has ear-to-ear lace in the very front, as you can see here. It has the felt ear tabs with the stays, the extended nape, Velcro adjusters, which I absolutely love. And it has a hand-tied mono cap. So this cap is very, very comfy. Let me put my hand through so you can see there. Yeah, the cap is really comfy. It is quite stretchy. I do find that the size conforms really nicely to my head size, and yeah, it's not bulky. It doesn't have a lot of the bulk there, but as I smooch together the cap, I can feel the hair. So there is quite a bit of hair there. It's not a light density wig. It is a full density wig. So yeah, I think that's why you get a sense of a lot of hair, and having the curl, I think you need that. So let me show you the nape. So this is currently from just about an hour's wear what the nape looks like. So what I would do is just pluck that with my comb. I wouldn't brush it, but I would pluck it. And this is probably the only bit that I would pluck, is the nape area that gets a little bit knotted. So yeah, I would keep a comb with me during the day and just pluck that every couple of hours, just so it doesn't become little rat tails and knots. So I'll put this back on and I will give you my thoughts after a few days of wearing Sarah. So I've got Sarah back on. She's easy to take on and off. There's hardly any adjusting that needs to be made. I'll run my fingers through it every now and then just to get the big knots out, as I mentioned. I am a hair flipper. I like to flip from left to right. This one is easy to do because it doesn't have the wefts, so I can easily go quite deep. I can go deeper if I want to, and you won't see the wefting. Yeah, so I'm a flipper. I flip all day long. I'll glue this one down. I've glued it once with It Stays and I was flipping all day. So I don't, I don't leave it be in one place. I'll flip and I know that you won't see any wefts. So I feel very comfortable wearing this wig because I know you won't see any wefting. But yeah, it's a great flipping wig if you're into flips, and it's a great size wig if you're into the big hair and the more full hair. So for those of you who are scared of a little bit of hair, then stay away from this one because she's got some big hair. You'd probably have to thin her out if you want a bit more natural density. And I guess if you want it fuller, you could brush it with a brush or a comb a lot more, and you'd probably get the fullness that you're after. I mean, look, I've just played with her a few minutes now, and here in front she's become quite full. So yeah, if you want to get the curl back, give her a spritz with some water. You can use the Jon Renau products. I have the Aesthetica spray that I use on my wigs at the moment, so give them a bit of a spritz, give them a bit of a scrunch, and the curl will come back. Yeah, unless you brush it. If you brush it and keep brushing it, you'll lose the curl and it won't come back. So just a tip for those of you who want to wear curly wigs or curly synthetic wigs. So yeah, I mean, other than that, look, she does knot because it's a curly wig, and because I like to flip my wigs, she knots a lot in the front, she lots a knot in the back. So you have to have patience with this one. As I mentioned, it needs a different type of care. It's not a straight wig where you just give her a quick brush through. She'll need some finer combing and some finer finger combing, so she will need a bit more care. I haven't washed her yet, so I will provide an update after a few more wears and a few more washes to let you guys know how she wears. But yes, Jon Renau Sarah, hand-tied, mono cap, comfortable. My first actual real curly wig that I have. I also own Amber, which I may have worn once. So yeah, I'll have to show Amber as well, again from Jon Renau. But yes, Sarah by Jon Renau in 12 FS8 is a great wig to wear. If you're thinking of getting a hand-tied wig and a curly one at that, give Sarah a go. I know that there's Rachel, which is wavier, but less curl, if you want to try that one too. But yeah, Sarah is great, really comfortable. I'm wearing her without a wig cap, so super comfortable. So this one I did purchase, as I mentioned, through a lovely Instagram friend through the page Trading Tresses. I'll leave a few links down below where you can find this, as well as the specs for this wig. I hope you have enjoyed hearing about Jon Renau's Sarah. If you have, please thumbs up my video and tell me if you have a hand-tied wig, what you like about it. So that's it today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.